Give me 2 seconds. Gratz. Licky, icky, whatsoever. Can you make me? Let's go with you, bro.
With me?
Yeah,
What
you.
up, dude?
What's good?
Um, Same old shit, dude.
Yeah.
Just trying not to lose all my money in the stock market these days.
Oh, yeah, you got money like that?
No.
But, you fear of missing out, right?
Yeah,
So the little money that you do have, you don't want to lose in a part of the stock market.
yeah, dude. All these shorts and you
Hold on,
know,
Gratz.
shorts.
Hold on, Gratz. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh, you're good.
Fucking did his thing again. It's a mess. Did his thing again. All the shorts and everything like that, right?
Yeah, all the shorts and you know, Robin Hood and all that stuff. You know.
Yeah. Nah, all that stuff. It is funny, right? How quick people are quick to jump. Robin Hood and all that stuff, and it's like it's supposed to be Robin Hood, and it's supposed to be helping the poor from the rich, and now it's doing the complete opposite. The irony, only in America.
Yeah. So, I mean, I talk to you when we're not doing this, and I read the news and everything, but like, I guess
Give me a second.
briefly, can you like kind of explain again what the fuck is going on?
You want me to explain it? Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah,
Could break it down a little bit. You know,
yeah, break it
I'm not
down.
Leonardo DiCaprio, but we could go to the Ebonics. You know, I could teach you a little something. But the thing about this, right, is that like I'm tired of people always trying to explain it with like bigger words. You know, like with harder definitions, and it's like, yo, fam, we just want to know what's going on, right?
Neil.
So I swear, the enlightened folk, right, the people going through their renaissances. So basically, what's happening right now, right, is perception versus reality, right? And so what that means is, and I want to get all philosophical, but you look at GameStop, and I'll compare it to something of like Netflix. Netflix used to be like a blockbuster, right? In the sense of their old model was we're going to have a rental for movies, and people come and they rent movies, they bring it back at a later date. As times and technology advanced, Netflix had to change their model or get left behind. That's the main thing. See, people are the product at the end of the day, right? People need to be sold things in order for there to be money generated in an economy. And so as people started to move on from tangible things to digital, Netflix changed their model as opposed to Blockbuster. Blockbuster kept with the rentals. Netflix, on the other hand, they started to stream, right? They started to say, we will bring the movies to you. We will bring, not only that, we'll give you content. Fast forward now, Netflix is huge. This is kind of the opposite of what GameStop is doing. GameStop is like Blockbuster, all right? Like GameStop, their revenues, even with the PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox Series, whatever, their revenues still didn't match their projections, right? So they didn't have the greatest of Q4, and so technically their stock, there's nothing of note that would enlighten or educate anyone to believe that their company is going up. If anything, it shows that the company is going down. Right. So
Correct.
fast forward to what's happening now. The natural phenomenon that is people on the internet and the magic that could happen from something like it, right? So basically what happens is, in order for you to really understand what's going on, you need to understand what a short is. And basically what a short is let's just say that I'm a bank. Or no, let's just say that I'm GameStop. You come to me asking to borrow some of my shares. I tell you that I'll let you borrow it today. Today is January 28th. On January 28th of 2022, I want you to pay me back those shares. Now, if you were to buy those shares outright today, your shares, the shares could be, let's say, $10. Now, the reason why you would take this bet for me is say, I'll borrow these shares from you now. I'll sell it to someone on the market for $10 today. So let's say you go sell it to your dad for $10.
Yeah.
You still owe me those shares that I let you borrow. We just agreed that you're going to pay me back on a later date, out of sight, out of mind. Like you're not worried about me. You're not checking for me because I'm not checking for you. Fast forward a year from now, though, you're hoping that when I do come check for you, those shares are going to be less than what you would have paid for a year before. So let's say you're hoping that it would be anything under $10. Because if it's anything under $10, you wind up making money from this transaction because you sold those shares last year for profit then. That's when you're able to realize your gains or losses, when you have to, when you sold those original shares that you borrowed and when you have to pay them back. Because you will have to pay them back, right? So basically what's happening now, though, is in the event that I do give you these, I let you borrow these shares and you wind up selling them to a person and the next year my price goes up, right? I'm killing it. You know, like everyone, I'm the new hot thing and everyone is checking for me, right? Like now my standard of living and everything like that is going up too, which means you're gonna have to pay me back a lot more. The thing about this dangerous type of gambling, right? It is gambling at the end of the day, is you're always hoping that you're going to make out of the situation. In a GameStop situation, the people who shorted those positions, I think it started at like $14 and it kept on going up, up, and up. Every time it kept increasing, they started to lose more. The people who borrowed those shares, because eventually you're going to have to go out in the market and buy shares back in the market and give it back to me. Do you understand?
Right.
So
if they're buying it at $10, and then it jumps to 200, and when they buy them back, they have to pay that difference.
Right, per share that I let you borrow.
Per share. So that's how these numbers are so large, because you're not talking about 10, 15 shares. You're talking about thousands of shares.
Yeah.
And at that
thousands and thousands and thousands of shares.
At that price difference.
Yeah, it adds up. It accumulates into a large sum. And now the question is how could someone who shorted that many, how could someone come up so comfortably and say, yo, like, I know your company is shit, so let me buy all these shares and I'll pay you back next year, no problem. Like, no problem, right? How could someone who's so confident buy all those shares, like a hedge fund, wind up lose so much money, right? And that's a phenomenon of people on Reddit, right? These average people, just people who enjoy what they do, which is, some people have a gambling itch they need to scratch, right? Other people want to make money. Everyone wants to make money, but other people are willing to put their neck out there to make that money. They all join Patreons and like groups, we used to do a Facebook groups, but ours was about like the shore down like in Belmar, like theirs is about making money. What happens is that someone on one of the Reddits basically went through people's investments, went through hedge funds, and they noticed that a certain hedge fund had gone for shorts in GameStop in an extreme amount. We're talking millions of dollars, billions of dollars, millions at that time. And basically what he did was, knowing that the influence that he had and then knowing the influence of what those people had, he went into Reddit and he basically said, everyone buy stocks of GameStop. Let that price go up. Because eventually when those hedge funds have to pay back and get those shares back, who are they going to go to other than the people selling it in the open market, i.e. us? So now everyone's price is going up. Your price is also going to have to go up. You're going to have to start opening some wallets, and that's why a lot of hedge funds are losing money from this situation, because now they're not gaining any profit from this. They have to offset what they would have. They have to offset what they're paying for now, and pay back the shares in which they borrowed from the year before. And
so it's really a conspiracy, right? Like, they're conspiring to do this. Not like a conspiracy like, some like crazy Illuminati shit. I'm just saying, like, they are conspiring and colluding in order to do this, right?
I don't know if it's a conspiracy per se. I just think that's business. Because like the way I see it, right, is it's not like manipulating. I think manipulating is a little more. I think that you can push it for manipulation, but I think that this is more so just understanding your buying power, right? Like no matter what, one thing that we have to make sure is there's only a certain amount of shares that GameStop has, right? They don't have they don't have infinity amount of shares. So as long as all those shares are bought, then GameStop is out of shares. They can't just make more. They can do stock splits and things like that to get more onto the market. But as it stands now, their number is fixed, right? So let's just say that they have 1,000 shares. What that hedge fund did basically was hedge against those 1,000, right? So like any logical person, if you have that buying power, if you're that rich, like a Jeff Bezos, you could just make a price go up all the time and go against them. And when you have enough of those shares, let's just say that Reddit group, let's say there's 1,000 shares, that Reddit group purchased 700, right? And the hedge fund, they have to buy back some of those shares now. Like, who are you gonna go to? You have to go to the open market, the same market that those people. It's not like they're buying it ahead of time. They knew what the price was at that time. So did the hedge fund. They made their estimations, and the hedge fund made theirs. The hedge fund lost. That's not manipulation. That's just understanding your buying power. That's good business. People short all the time, right? Like people have information, how they go through earnings and revenue, and they make their estimations. That's why people take the CFA, people take their series and all that stuff. All of these things to help them get educated on what could happen next and what's more likely to happen next, as opposed to others. And I think it's funny because these hedge funds are so comfortable in their game. They wake up every day, take a drink their coffee, read their paper, and it's just I just have this like image of just like this hedge fund in particular just going in and like opening, being like, all right, well, anyone in their right mind in this world we call America and on Earth, no one is gonna like get GameStop. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, they woke up all like gleaming and shit, wearing their rollies and everything like that. Then all of a sudden they open their paper, all over the fucking coffee, all over their table. And they're just looking and they're just like, GameStop is how much? For what? For what? It's because, Big Titty Boy 69 on Reddit said like, hey, our price is going up today. We're about to make coin. And that's what they did. It's it's kind of beautiful. It's funny. It's beautiful. And it happens both ways, right? In order for someone to win, others must lose. That's the thing about American capitalism. A lot of people they're not used to it being the opposite way of who's winning. And I think because of that, people want to yell at manipulation. It ain't manipulation. It's just that, the little guy can win sometimes when they realize that a lot of little guys outnumbers the big.
Okay, but so all I'm saying is that like it seems like what the Redditors are doing are kind of like giving these hedge funds the taste of their own medicine. And what I mean by that is that so it seems like what the hedge funds normally do is manipulate. Like think about it. If you are a millionaire and you could afford to buy a bunch of the stocks and to short it, knowing that it's going to affect the price, like in a way it's manipulating it. It's might not be like a malicious thing, but like they're doing it in order to kind of manipulate the market, right?
I don't know about. I don't want to say that. See, the manipulation to me is. I think it's a very loose term, and what I mean by that is like when you say someone cheated, right? What does cheating mean, right? Yeah. Sometimes being
not
overly
illegal. I know that what they're doing now is not illegal.
Sometimes being overly prepared, some people may call it cheating. I just call it being overly prepared, right? Like if something is accessible for everyone to use, is it really manipulation? And I think that's what's
right.
That's what's that's the question of the day, right? Like if it's fair game for everybody, then what you're trying to say is that maybe something is wrong or right, but is it illegal? Is it manipulation? I don't know. Like that's something for the regulators and the SEC and all them to figure out. It's not really up for us to say. All I know is that there's money to be made and people have found another way to make it, and God bless them. Like this is also should be a reassuring thing that there's money to be made everywhere, because all that money is what we make it, right? Gold is as valuable as we say it is. If nobody wants to get gold, let's just say that, we find out later that gold on your skin is poisonous. Then guess what? Gold is going down. The value of it is going down because not because gold has devalued in itself as a resource or a material. It's because we don't deem it to be as valuable as it used to be. So because of that, I mean, you got to look at it the same thing with everything that you see on trading wise, which is why I think cryptocurrency can be huge, right? Like it's one of those things where you put the value in because as long as there's people behind it who believe that they can miss out, that fear of FOMO, like that fear of missing out, that fear of missing out on anything, like people will jump on it. And people will jump on it and they'll jump on it again and again. Now what could happen though is, let's say that it works the opposite way, right? Where someone goes and let's say someone else goes out in shorts, right? And they short a position of GameStop, and they just say like, it's never gonna lower this. It's never gonna rise from like 200 where it is now. And that person from Reddit goes up and says, everyone sell, right? But let's just say that person from Reddit who said everyone sells is also the one who bought those shorts. Now you're talking about manipulation. Now not all the information that person is using to tell the group of people to do it, that information is not accessible to everybody. They don't know that person who posted it had already made those transactions before posting what they did, which is to sell all their shares. And because of that, that's where it becomes different. That's where I think, manipulation can be used. But yeah, I mean, it's all great, right? Like I laugh because, like I told you earlier, right? It's like video games and FIFA Ultimate Team, right? Like all it takes is for one YouTuber. And for people who don't know what FIFA Ultimate Team is basically a game mode on FIFA, which is a sports franchise that comes out every year by EA. It's a multi-billion-dollar franchise just from that one game mode. And what it is it's a virtual card currency game where people buy special cards of their favorite players and they use them to play games against other people's favorite players and their cards. Now, in order for you to get these cards, you have to generate coins. In order for you to generate coins, you have to buy something called FIFA points that will allow you to use that virtual currency to get packs, card packs, regular like card packs. And instead of it being tangible, it's digital. You open these packs and you put them on the market, then people buy them. And then you then use the coins and get your cards that you want. But that's the thing, right? Like this is all virtual, and each year the card value is different depending on how good the card is in game. Now, no one has the time to go through the thousands of cards that are in this game, and no one has the fucking coins to do it. Our money is precious, but poor. I'd rather like go get some nice sushi or something like that. I ain't trying to like test out all these cards. But some people, they do, and they make a living from it, and they post it on YouTube. But all it takes is for one YouTuber who has 1 million views to say that one card is really good, and that card can be trash. But because everyone will believe in that card is good, they'll go out on that market and they will buy that one card, and you see how the price just flies. No one knows if it's true or not. They'll find out eventually when they put them on their side and be like, you know what, this card isn't good at all. Like, this YouTuber is a liar. But let's say that YouTuber bought 1,000 of those cards, and then that YouTuber made a video and lied and said, this card is amazing. Like, everyone get this card now. Then she winds up putting that card back onto the market and raises the price from when they originally bought the card. So instead of them who paid it for $1,000, for 1,000 coins, is putting it up to 5,000. They're now making $4,000 per card. All because they made a YouTube video and cheap logic where people want to believe the YouTuber that they trust or the Redditor that they trust, and market manipulation, where it just comes into I gain access from you buying these cards because you're really buying it back from me.
Got it. So I mean, and I feel like there's like examples of that. So you have the FIFA. I mean, like, think about it. The internet could make anyone or anything valuable. Like, do you remember? I don't know if you remember the dude from American Idol, William Hung, and he was like so bad. And yeah, she bang. So like
that shit was lit. That shit was lit. That shit had me bumping.
That like low key did slap.
It did. It did. Especially when we were younger too. You know them ones.
Someone could have, like, a music executive could have been like, oh, this guy has such a buzz, we're going to invest in, like, you know, building him out. And then it's just not real, you know? It's just a product of this hype from the internet.
But here's the thing though, right? Like,
and I think it's cool. Like, I love the cultural, like, involvement with, like, these stocks.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, at the end of the day, what is real and what's not real, right? Like, what's the real problem that we all have right now? Is it the fact that William Hung wasn't a good singer, or is it the fact that, like, you know, we can make William Hung into a good singer? Like, oh, well, if you could just pluck out anyone from the street, why did we pick William Hung? Well, he was a name that everyone liked to use. He put himself out there on American Idol, and then people rolled with it, right? Someone saw potential there. And they basically knew that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if he's good or not. You can go around and tell me, like, Nana, like, you know, like, oh, like, hotSince, like, you're not a good-looking dude. Like, you know, like, no girl's going to want you and shit like that. But if I wind up getting a lot of good-looking girls, or if good-looking girls say that I'm good-looking, who are you to tell me that I'm not? And why would I care? You know, like, why would I care? If the objective of me being good looking is to me be more attractable for the people who I'm attracted to come to get with me, and if that's happening, then shit, call me ugly. I'm the ugliest motherfucker alive. I don't give a damn. Because as long as the objective is being met, then it's being met. GameStop is the same way, right? Like, GameStop, they be like, yo, we have, listen, all the memes about y'all telling me, like, oh, I got 15,000, like, trays of CD games. Yeah, I got Prince of Persia 1, 2, and 3. I got so many Prince of Persias that it's not even called Persia anymore, you know? Like, it's the new country that took over the Persian Empire, because Persia don't even exist. That's how many I got. Now, GameStop, what are you going to give me back for it? Because I got it from y'all. Oh, yeah, no problem. We'll give you, like, 2 cents, you know? Like 2 cents, yeah, but you got enough of them 2 cents. You could put it back in the coin machine. You get some dollars. We had all the memes. Everyone knew how much of scammers GameStop is, right? GameStop has been going down the shitter, and it don't matter because as long as people believe that they can make money from whatever X is, in this case GameStop, it don't matter what the truth is in the matter, right? Like, it don't matter what they're doing behind the scenes. It don't matter what they're not or what they are. I believe that I'm going to make money, so you'll be the avenue in which I make that money. And that's exactly what's happening. Like I said, GameStop is more like Blockbuster than they are Netflix. They're going down, you know? But as long as people buy into the hype, then there's money to be made in the hype. I think my main thing that I've always suffered with when it comes to hype is I always get greedy. You know, I see a price go from like $10 to $150, and I'm like, all right, fam. Then if it went to $150, I'm gonna get it to $3. And then I wake up the next day and it's down to like $60. And then I'm like, well, shit. You know, I bought it for $10. I can sell it for the $60 and make $50 per share. Not me though. No. I'm gonna be like, if I saw it at that height, it's gonna go back there because I'm in it. And then, you know, people wind up losing money. There's a lot of money to be made, but there's also a lot of money to lose. And in order for people to make out of it, unless without being like a pyramid scheme, more people need to win than lose, and that's just not going to be possible. Eventually, there'll be the next GameStop or the next AMC, and someone will make money from it, and that will be the person who gets the next movie, right? That'll be the next Big Short. That'll be the next Wolf of Wall Street. It ain't gonna be what's happening now. Maybe this one gets a Hallmark film, right? But the one who winds up manipulating this to get their billions, now they're gonna be the next the next movie that everyone's gonna be snorting lines, getting ready to go. Oh, that's gonna be the next one. Well, wait, it's gonna happen. We're watching it before our eyes. People thought it was gonna be on Bitcoin. Shit, it may be from the place I used to get my Game Boy Color games.
Yeah, how about that?
How about that? It's beautiful.
This could be, dude, there could be a movie about whoever started this Reddit. The guy is probably worth so much money now. Apparently he took.
You're breaking up, homie.
I'm breaking up.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
Nah. You're pretty bad right now. I ain't gonna lie, no cap.
No kizzy. I don't know. I just been here.
All right, keep going, keep going. Get closer and then talk.
So baby, pull me closer. Yeah. So apparently it's called like YOLO stocks, and these people put like 50K into it. Like they are making it really, really big from this stuff,
Well,
right? Like some of the guys that started these Reddits.
you know what I realized too with the times. Human beings aren't we're inventors. Don't get me wrong, but the one thing that we're really good at, better than inventing, is rebranding. And YOLO stocks is no better than a penny stock that we saw on Wolf of Wall Street, right? It's just something that is cheap, that I can get a lot of really quick, and if I can get them all, and I can sell them for higher, then guess what? I made profit. That to me is what a YOLO stock sounds like. I mean, I haven't gone on Investopedia, I haven't checked on with my coworkers to see if they heard what a YOLO stock is, but I'm assuming it's all the same thing. We're really good with the rebranding, right? Like, we can make it trendy and put it on the TikTok. We can make it trendy and put it on Twitter. But at the end of the day, the game is the game, right? And there's a lot of people who didn't need college educations to become really good at it. So why they make it a requirement now is bullshit. It's just, it's one of those things where you, me, anyone can learn it. We just have to be diligent when it comes to actually finding the information. That's the key thing. And we also have to make sure that we're willing to risk some things, because you may not hit all the time. It's like gambling, right? Like I remember the first time I gambled. I don't know if I told you this story, but like I had no idea what roulette was, fam. Like I was just 21 years old, like I was just ready to fucking gamble. I wanted to go to HQ and like turn up with my friends and some beautiful people. You feel me? And my friend was like, "Yo, just put it on black." And I was like, "All right, bet." So I went to the dude, and I was like, "Yo, like I put 100 on black." Fam, if you went up to me that day and you said, "Do you have any idea what you just did?" I would look at you blank in the face and say no. Now, if you ask me why I did, I was like, "Oh, because my boy told me to, and like I trust him because he gambles a lot." You see, don't be me. Don't be me. Actually, use something that we have, right? Because people always want to say that, like, oh, we're set up to fail. That's true. But, we have these now, too. These things are ours. We can use this until our thumbs, like, turn into pinkies, all right? Like, we can get the information that we're looking for and make our own educated decisions on what we want to do with our money. Because at the end of the day, it is your money. Like, no one's going to be as mad about losing your money than you. So you owe it to yourself to make sure that you're doing it right. Because once you get the hang of it, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of money to be made. It is an open market.
And the information's out there, right?
Exactly.
Like the information is out there.
Exactly.
So you're saying that as long as you're diligent and you're smart finding the right information, because I always complain about this to you, in that there's so much, yes, the correct information is out there, but there's also so much nonsense.
Yeah, and
now everyone, what?
No, I'm listening.
So everyone now, like I was giving you an example about, like sports betting is now legal, right? Mm-hmm. So you have these guys on Twitter, oh, take this, and this. I'm the sports gambling guy. Then you have on TV, these guys give their picks. And now like everyone's an expert, and it kind of like delegitimizes the whole process.
Yeah.
Anyone now can tweet about Robinhood and day trading and shorts, but it's all about, you need to, how would you say that someone should be smart in finding that information?
So that's a good question. I think what people like to cut corners, and what I will implore people to do is don't cut the corner. All right, like I don't know about you, but every time I cut the corner in real life, when I was running around my house, when I used to fucking run, I would hit the wall. My thumb would hit my toe would hit the wall, and I would cry. Like, and if I didn't cut my toenails, like my toenails breaking, I'm gonna cry some more. That the reason is because you're not supposed to cut the corners. It's really easy for someone to go in and just say buy this, right? But why buy that? Do you even know what you're buying? There's more than just a stock, right? People didn't know what a short was before all this, right? There's different types of positions. You can buy a treasury, get into, if you're looking more long term, get into debt instruments, things such as or if you want some safer bets, like get into municipals, right? Get into different types that are valued differently. But in order for you to know that information, you have to do your research. Like, it is true that anyone can learn these things, but the standard in the financial industry is to get your Series 7 or your CFA, or to be in the industry for a long time. And it's because all of those certifications, they teach you the basics of trading, the life cycle of trading. And it does come handy to know what you want to get in and what you want to get out, to know when to get in and when to get out, to know what the procedure is and what the regulations are. These people who tell you what to do, they don't know where you live, what you're looking for, how quick you're looking for a return, like how much money you have, how much money you don't have. Only you do. So just like that, you need to find the positions that you're comfortable with, and it won't always be a GameStop. I'm gonna tell you right now, like the money that I have saved up, I earned that money, and it's not a lot in terms of like, what my parents have and what the older people have in generations, but it's a lot for me. And coming from someone who literally, when I graduated college, had $30, I couldn't even buy a year subscription on my PlayStation. I had to get 6 months. Because like I couldn't afford the year, and I told myself, damn, I need a job. Coming from that place to now, like I've saved a lot of money, and I'd be damned if I'm just gonna throw it all away on GameStop because some people already told me to. More power to the people who did, because they wind up being right. I just don't have that. I don't have that gut in me, I look at different opportunities. I'm more of a person, like, I'm willing to put it all in on Bitcoin before I put it in on the GameStop. And I think that says a lot when it comes to, what perception is and what the future may hold, especially for people in our generation and younger.
Do you know what, because you just said it, I think it's funny. Do you know what GameStop's, like, slogan is, their motto? It's power to the people.
No fucking way.
Which is so funny because people...
No way.
Yeah, no, it's either like power to the people or like power to the players or something, but that's what it is.
I'll tell you this. I wish that GameStop a year ago told me.
This shit up.
Well, I wish that a year ago GameStop told me that if I return my games with my PlayStation, I could get their stocks a year ago. I'm telling you right now, I got a PlayStation 4 right there. I've been meaning to sell back, and all of these things. And I wish they gave me their stocks instead of cash. Because their stock would have cost less than what they would have gave me with their rewards, and I would have wound up making bank today. Can you imagine if everyone who returned their games got stocks instead? You could get stock instead of rewards. I mean, I probably would have still said rewards if I wanted a PSP. You feel me? But imagine for the people who would have got them stocks. Today would have been a good day. Yesterday would have been a better day.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's fast.
And now it's like BlackBerry, AMC.
Bro, it's like someone is. I guarantee you, they're our age, bro. They're going through memory lane. They're probably going through like a midlife crisis, and they're just like, man. Before I was balding, before like I could, when I used to be able to take a dump and lose 10 pounds, and now I gained 2. Like when those days, what were the things that made me happy? BBM. Like going to the mall and meeting all with my boys, we could go watch a movie. Popcorn, right? Like, what were the things that made me happy? These are the prices that are going up. So like, let's think of Gratz, like me and you, let's think of the next one that's gonna blow. What do you think? If you had to guess, like, what would be the next based off of the trend that we see today?
I don't know. Do you have one in mind?
No, I don't. But you know what's interesting too? You brought up you brought up BlackBerry, no?
Yeah.
See, now BlackBerry may be different.
That's one that's on the radar.
BlackBerry may be different though, because there's a lot of things that factor into it. Like I said, GameStop hasn't changed their motto on anything. They're still the same GameStop. BlackBerry though, they're trying to do different things. Like they're trying to make a smart card now. There's different things that they're working on. Best Buy.
Okay.
Best Buy, if you don't know, is Best Buy another one that's on this list?
I don't think so.
Okay, because I was gonna say Best Buy is another one that.
What are they doing?
Well, they literally changed the game on how they provide for the consumer. right? Like they partner with something called Shipped, where if you order something from their site, Shipped will then someone like Uber, someone in like they will go in their car, pick it up from Best Buy. Best Buy will have it already in the pickup section. That person will go to Best Buy, get it, put it in their car, and deliver it to you the same day. So this isn't closed now. Like this is technology. It's like when it comes to technology, I don't know about you, but if I want a PlayStation 5, I don't need to go check out what a PlayStation 5 looks like. I want it. So because of that, Best Buy crushes it with it, right? You know, like it's one of those where I don't have to leave my house, especially during the pandemic. Like that's huge. And what they're trying to do now is trying to rebrand themselves to make best. They're gonna reduce the amount of warehouses that they have, but then also they're gonna try to make it into like an open house, like a carnival of technology, where you just walk around and see what you want, and at a later day or maybe the same day, depending on what's best for you, you can go back and buy it on your phone, and they will bring it to you. It's never gonna have to be a take and a take with you and go. Oh, I have to put 10 minutes on the side to go to Best Buy. Never again.
You've been to like IKEA, right?
Yeah, it's like yeah.
You know, it's like the showroom, and then like you exit that, and it's just like just aisles and aisles of just like inventory, and it's like not nice at all. And you just take it off the shelf. So based off that, like I could see, I guess Best Buy trying to put their like, that store is going to be like their warehouse, and they'll probably cut a few corners and like not make it as nice of a presentation, but I see what you're saying.
No, if anything, they'll make it better.
Yeah, I don't know.
They'll make it better, right? Like if anything now, what they'll do is they'll just have one of each product for display, and they won't even have, and they'll probably just use other Best Buys as their warehouse. So you'll just go to the display Best Buys and check it out, see if you like it, and then they will go from their warehouse and use Shipped or whatever and have it at your house ready for you. You know, and like that's the best part.
That's cool.
Because they partner with these companies, you literally don't have to pay extra. You know, if anything, like you're paying the same price and you don't have to leave your house. Like, what's the price for peace of mind and convenience? You know, to some that's a lot of money. Like right now, especially people living in a city or something like that, like me, I don't have a car. So if I can get it for the same price and let it be shipped over to me, and not ship as in SHIP, it's SHIPT. Like if I could have it so like it can be shipped over to me within the day, I mean, fam, I'll drop an extra $5, no problem. And you know they're not even doing that, and like they changed the game. They did what Netflix did. They asked themselves, who's really in charge here? And it's always the consumer. It's always the people. What's going to be the best way to keep them engaged with us so we don't get phased out? So we don't lose to Amazon all the time. And Amazon is great, don't get me wrong, but they're not as fast as Best Buy with Shipped. And that's the key. And it's also nice too where having a Best Buy buy you so you can return it in the event that you don't like it anymore. I don't know about you, but once I get something from Amazon, it's mine. I'm not returning it. I don't know how. It's so annoying. It's so long. It's like, I'm not doing it. Best Buy is different, so I'd rather get it from a Best Buy because I can go to Best Buy anytime.
That's factual.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm old school. Like, I still prefer like going to the store and like picking shit up. Sometimes.
Yeah, of course. You know? Sometimes it's nice to get out.
Only because I want to get out. Day. Like if yeah. And then I deal with the crowds, and I'm like,
you're chopping up again, bro, real bad.
Skirt.
All right, keep going.
How am I now?
Yeah, you good.
Could be my Wi-Fi. Yeah,
maybe.
I'm good. Yeah, I don't know. So, but like the thing is, the other term is called like meme stocks, and some of them are like jokes, but like people are investing it's funny and shit now, and then you're gonna hear about the people that like really get fucked one way or the other down the line. It's not gonna be like when I hear meme, I think of a harmless thing on the internet that we laugh at, like, and when I hear stocks, I think of business and like actual funds and finances.
Mhm.
It's not gonna like you're gonna hear some horror stories. In the
Yo,
news
man,
about
I'm not
some
gonna.
of these
I'm
people.
gonna stop you right there. I wish that I had a ship by you so I could get you a new microphone, because I don't know what the hell you're talking about right now. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's on my side, but you literally, I have no idea what you're talking about. But let's pencil this, right? Because I do have to do some stuff anyway. But this is fun. Let's keep doing this. Like, I like these conversations. Hopefully, you know, if it gets bigger and people want to join on these talks, like I'm more than happy to talk to anybody about this. You know, like I got to figure out this setup too and make it better. Like this is all new to me. I'm fucking old. I mean, I understand Twitch, but this is still like all new. So let me figure this out. It's always a pleasure talking to you, homie.
I'm with you.
And you know, let's touch base soon, bro. Peace and love.
Sounds good. All right, deuces.